So I just finished filming 2 new workouts that are coming out next week, and they are part of my total beginner walking workout program. Still working on the name, and I hope that you do that, but that's not why I'm here today. I'm here to give you just a little bit of an update on my own fitness journey because I'm gonna be honest with you, I am struggling. And if I'm struggling, I'm sure that there are many of you out there who are also struggling. So I thought it would be beneficial for me to just kind of share how I get going again after a long break. But first, let's just take a moment to appreciate this day after Christmas snow because these are huge, beautiful flakes. Neo wants to go out and explore, don't you, Neo? Yeah. Okay, so let me just share a little bit about where I've been and what's been going on. Up until the release of the 21 Days of Fitness, I was extremely focused. I was consistent in both exercise and nutrition, and I was just like feeling great. But then I got COVID, and then I was out for about 2 weeks. And you know how it is when you're sick, you obviously prioritize rest. That's what I did. I gave my body all the rest it needed, and it felt awesome, honestly. But coming back from an illness or an injury or anything like that, it's always so hard to get that motivation back up. And that's where I was after COVID. It was very hard to get going again. And you add in the fact that it was December. We were, going to college graduations, Christmas lights, all the fun stuff that happened during the holidays, along with eating out a lot more and just, not being consistent in exercise or nutrition anymore. Which, by the way, all of this is totally normal. Life happens. We get sick, we have events, we eat out. It's normal. It's normal, guys. I'm not here to shame anyone who, has a busy life and things happening. I'm here to just show you how I am, kind of getting back into the swing of things after a crazy month. So in reviewing the footage from the other day, I realized that I really didn't go into depth about how I'm struggling at the moment. And I do think it is important for me to share those details with you because you might relate to some of these struggles. As I mentioned earlier, I have not been the most consistent with working out recently. And really since the beginning of my journey, I really haven't gone more than 2 weeks without working out. So this is definitely the longest stretch I've gone. It's been about a month. And let me tell you, I am feeling it. I have not been sleeping well at all. I've been going to bed at like 1 or 2 in the morning, and it's just like terrible sleep. I really do feel like exercise, just helps you sleep better at night. Another aspect that I've struggled with, and I will go into more detail here in a minute, is nutrition. I feel like when you work out, you're more motivated to, be more mindful of what you're eating and, what you're putting into your body. And yeah, I've not been doing that. But like I said, I'll go more into detail about that in a second. I've also just been feeling like super low energy. I find myself turning to soda, like caffeine, which I never do. I hardly ever drink soda. It's usually tea, but I'm craving sugar, so I go for the soda, for the caffeine, and yeah, I just am so tired all the time. Probably because I'm sleeping terribly. And the last thing that I've noticed in the past month is my mental health. I feel like I have just been so negative the past month, like about everything really, but also just like my body image. I've been negative about like the content that I'm putting out, and like, I don't know, I've just been unhappy in, this aspect. And yeah, it's hard. It's hard when you are stuck in this cycle of knowing what you need to do, but not doing it. And struggling when you are in a negative mindset is really hard to come out of sometimes. So I'm hoping that by sharing this with you, we can kind of do this together and get into a more positive frame of mind as we start 2024. Okay, let's dive into the nutrition side of things because this is what is most difficult for me. Working out is fairly easy. Like, I don't have any concerns about me like getting back into the groove of exercise. It's the nutrition that's the hardest, and it probably is the hardest for a lot of people. I feel like our foods here in America are so processed and they're very addictive, and it's just hard to break that cycle of, just wanting to eat sugary, salty foods. And this oftentimes leads me to nighttime binge eating. I, will say like, oh, I'm just going to have a few chips or whatever. And then I end up having literally the entire bag. Like I will eat until I am sick, just sick to my stomach, sick in my mind. Like I hate it. So that's why I want to bring you along and show you how I have kind of like not fixed this. Obviously, it's like kind of like an addiction. Like you have to work on it constantly. I certainly don't have all the answers, and what works for me might not work for you in your specific situation, but I think it is worth like talking about because I feel like nighttime binge eating is something that a lot of us experience. And, it's just like anything, we shouldn't feel shame around it. We should just, do what we can to try to make it so, I don't want to say fix it, but make it so that we're just happier. Because I don't know about you, when I am in a binge, cycle, I am just so unhappy and so negative. So if we can get to where, we enjoy those foods still, but don't feel bad about it, that's like the goal right there. So another aspect of my current situation that makes it a little bit more challenging is that my husband, daughter, and I, we don't have a house of our own. We sold our house over a year and a half ago, and we've just been living part-time at his parents here in Topeka and part-time at my parents out in Western Kansas. Not having like a kitchen of your own or pantry of your own, like it influences your choices and it makes it a lot more difficult sometimes. Don't get me wrong, I have absolutely loved like having our daughter spend 100% of her time split between, grandparents. Like it's awesome. The memories that we're all making are just amazing, but it is only temporary and we will have a place of our own. Like that's what I keep telling myself. Like, this is just temporary and we will be back to a more routine, lifestyle soon. So yeah, that does make it just like a little bit more challenging when you're not like fully in control of what's, in your kitchen, in your house, because I'm not the only one buying groceries and, maybe someone else in the house likes Oreos. And if I see them there, I'm probably going to eat them. So I will be bringing you on that aspect of the journey as well, the traveling back and forth, and how I will be implementing these small changes into this kind of lifestyle. Okay, I think that's all I wanted to add, so I'll send you back to the other video. Whenever I take a long break or I'm struggling to get back into the groove of things, I like to take my advice that I took from the very beginning of my journey, which is to start small. At this time of year, around New Year's, it's very easy to fall into the, I need to change everything. Like, I'm gonna eat healthy every single day. I'm gonna work out for an hour every single day. Like, that's so easy to fall into this time of year. But I want you to try cutting back, taking back that thought process and starting small. I'm going to be choosing just a few things that I'm going to work on as opposed to like 7. So one of the things I'm going to be focusing on again is consistently moving my body. Hi, Neo. I plan to do the total beginner walking workout program that I have coming out for this month. It is 4 workouts a week, which is what I started at when I began my journey. And I'll be doing that just to, get back into the habit of moving my body consistently. Another thing I'll be doing is focusing a little bit on nutrition. I am not going to go all out and say I'm going to eat healthy for every single meal. I'm going to focus on getting some of those pretty green veggies into, at least one meal a day. And I will plan on taking you shopping with me so you can see what I get, where I buy it from, so that way you can try to find similar things that you want to incorporate into your meals. So to recap, consistently moving my body 4 times a week and consistently eating vegetables at least once a day. Those are my 2 main goals. Another mini goal that I have is regarding the scale. So I stepped onto the scale for the first time in a while, and the number was about what I expected. It wasn't I wasn't upset considering I hadn't worked out and I've been eating, whatever and whenever. So my goal is to not focus on the number on the scale. It's so easy for us in our society to put so much value in that number. And I just want to tell you that you are more than a number on a silly little scale. The scale is a great tool that we can use on fitness journeys, but it is not the definer of your journey or of you. I just wanted to throw this out there because at the new year, everyone has New Year's resolutions to lose weight and all of this. And I just want you to try to form a resolution that does not, revolve around the scale. Instead of saying, oh, my New Year's resolution is to lose 30 pounds, maybe reframe it and say, my New Year's resolution is to move my body consistently. Like I said, this is something that I struggle with too. It's so hard not to put value into that number in our society, but let's make a commitment to not worry about that number. It's just a silly number. It doesn't define you or your journey. So those are the small steps I'm going to be taking to start the new year. I invite you to do the same and let me know in the comments, just a couple of small steps that you're willing to take this next month. It really is about the small steps. Like I said, it's easy to just want to do everything all at once, but these small steps will help you lead a long, happy, and healthy life as opposed to a quick fix that may not stick. So I'm going to kind of be vlogging the next month so that way you can, just see a realistic behind the curtain struggle of a fitness trainer. I feel like, you don't see that all the time. So I want to be as honest and real with you guys as I can because no fitness journey is perfect and mine certainly is not. And I hope that by sharing my journey that you will be inspired to either start yours, continue yours, pick it back up, whatever. We're in this together. So if you want to follow along on this journey, make sure you subscribe below. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions about how I'm restarting or if you want me to go in more in depth about anything. And I will see you in a month.